Hello. How's everyone doing out there? We are live from Connor's Music. John Connor's live. I've got my comment section up. Please say hi. I'm going to do this first little bit right off the top because it's going to be maybe a little rough. But it was requested. I just want to try it and see what happens. So what I wanted to do is last week I was doing small instruments that I don't play very well. And the one instrument that I play even the least well is the mandolin. And so I left that out. Hey, how's it going? Chelsea and Jocelyn and Brandy. Hi, how you doing? And so I thought, okay, the comments came in about mandolin, and of course the Battle of Evermore, which is a great Zeppelin tune that features the mandolin. I don't like to give up on a request. So when that was asked for, I thought, okay, I could give this a go. But like for a beginner mandolin player such as myself, that probably isn't the right choice of song. And this happens all the time. As a teacher, I've got students that'll come in and say, I want to learn guitar, or I want to learn piano, and I want to learn this song. And you go, okay, that's awesome. And before you can get to that song, you're going to need to learn all of these things, right? So without having time to book myself a proper mandolin lesson, I went on to YouTube to see if I could figure out a little bit of what I could do to sort of achieve said request. So I discovered that Nancy Wilson of the band Heart did a tutorial video about the mandolin. So I'm going to share that with you, and if I do this right, I'm going to have my audio live while she's live, and I'm going to jam with Nancy to achieve this request tonight. Before I do that, I'll quickly explain what I've got in my hands. I was going to use this one right here first because it's the most traditional one I've got in stock right now. It's made by a company called Alabama. I would say they focus on affordable instruments primarily, like beginner up to a little bit intermediate level. Like they're well made, good value, but not the high-end pro level instrument per se. But then I just kind of like this one for the Battle of Evermore. So this one's a PV Composer, and it's got the super cool teardrop sound holes, which is very modern, not the traditional F hole. Like I keep pointing the wrong way. There, see these F holes right here, just above my finger? That's the traditional F hole that you'll see on arch tops. You'll see on mandolins, of course. Especially these A-style mandolins like this are very common, and the F-style. Anyways, so they put this super cool teardrop sound holes, and just a neat design, and it's a fun one to play. Again, designed more for the beginner at $329, so just like a little nicer, and it comes with a case, but not super high-end like. Okay, so here I'm going to do a little share audio and bring in Nancy here, and let's see if we can do this request without further ado. All right, so we're going to share. I got some practice doing this during our Music in the Streets event. So I pick the screen, I pick share audio, and again, hopefully you won't just hear her, hopefully you'll hear me as well if I did this right. So share. Okay, I am live still. All right, here we go. Here's Nancy.
Well, also I wanted to give you a little brief introduction here to the mandolin, as long as we're talking about acoustic instruments.
Oh, thanks, Nancy.
It's sort of like a miniature 12-string in some ways, although there's 8 strings, 4 double sets here, but they're tuned together instead of octaves. And it's tuned like a violin.
Hold on, I want to explain that first. Okay, so she said tuned together like a 12-string, but in together instead of an octave. So on the 12-string, traditional acoustic guitar 12-string, which maybe I'll crack out some 12 strings in an upcoming Wednesday night live show, because we've got some cool 12 strings in stock right now. So 12-string night coming up. But typically what you'll find is the wound strings on the low E, the low A, the low D, and the low G have an octave higher note right beside them. So you play them together just like you would on the mandolin, but you'll hear that octave note at the same time, which is brilliant. The top two strings on a 12 string typically are in unison, just like these guys are. So I'm not correcting Nancy. I'm just expanding that. And Luke says, game time, remember Habs in 7. So enjoy the game. I'm not going to hold anyone back from watching the Stanley Cup Finals, of course. So no ill will from me if you are watching the Habs and Lightning. I'm excited for the people of Montreal at how excited they are right now, and I appreciate that. And so cheer them on if you like. I'm still not sure I can cheer for Montreal per se, but I'm not cheering against them either. I'm just sort of appreciating what's going on, and it's for our fellow Canadians. So anyways, here we go. So a little more from Nancy.
Starting in G, and then D, and then A, and E. So it's kind of like that violin sounding thing. But it's a really fun instrument to mess around on. If you ever pick a cheap one up or something, you might want to
At Connor's Music.
with it. It adds a lot of sparkle and shimmer to acoustic music. And it doesn't have to necessarily be just in a country western context at all. As a matter of fact, it provokes a lot more kind of Scottish and brogue and Irish images for me as far as how it applies to rock and roll.
I agree, Nancy.
And some of your basic chords on it are your G chord. Really simple. And you can open. And here's a D chord.
Hey, Dan. Welcome to the show. Nancy Wilson
You
helping
wanna
me
move it
along
to
here.
D minor, you move your third down one note.
So you can do this. I should have just called Dan
Same
for
with
this
the
part of
G
my
that I
instruction.
showed you. You can do G minor. Also, you can move, sort of like moving your G up a whole step and barring it, you get the A. So if you had your G and just swap it up there,
It's pretty cool, eh?
or your G, A minor.
Here we go,
That's
people.
the key that Battle of Evermore by Led Zeppelin is in.
Don't know that chord.
Sort of like that.
Sort of like that. Isn't that great?
At Telus
Okay, let's
Business,
stop that. We don't need an ad. All right, we're going to stop sharing. So there you go. So that was Nancy Wilson doing the Battle of Evermore and a duet with your very own John Connors. My type of instrument indeed, Dan. Yeah, I might. We borrowed Dan's mandola, his new Irish mandolin, when we did the country Rhodes duet when Joe Connors came and guested with me, and we did all the John Denver tunes, and Joe pulled that one out. So, and I'm glad we've got the attention of the girls there. Thanks, Brandy. And maybe we got a future mandolin player over there, eh? They're nice and small. They're portable. Different than the ukulele, which, of course, the ukulele is super trendy right now. Lots of people are playing them. But if you want to do something a little unique, a little different, that might be something. And especially, again, she mentioned the Irish brogue and the Scottish. And so I'm going to go down that wavelength as opposed to the country and western or more bluegrassy vibe. I'm going more Irish brogue, Scottish brogue vibe tonight. So one of the songs that the Connors brothers often will play, the band I'm in, if you don't know, is a song called Galway Girl by Steve Earle. And a quick little story about it. The Connors brothers got an opportunity to go and play in Ireland. We were asked to play for a wedding, and then we coordinated it so that while we were there, we got to play a few other events. One of them was basically a kitchen party. It was a restaurant, but it was just a wide open restaurant in Larne in Northern Ireland. And it was sort of our first day in there, first full day in there. We were kind of exhausted, a little jet lagged. But what a cool group of people to play for. We just had such a fun time. And so while we were playing, they were calling out some requests. And Dave heard the one lady, and very thick accent, some of them. And she goes, "Could you play Toe Liquor?" And Dave went, "What? What was that?" And she said, "Could you play Toe Liquor?" And he said, "Did you say toe liquor?" And of course they roared with laughter. Like it just, and Dave's not the funniest guy on stage. Like he's going to be watching this after and probably nodding as opposed to being upset that I said that. But he had them just in stitches. And they said, "No, not toe liquor. We said toe liquor." And it sounded like toe liquor to us for sure. Now maybe we were more jet lagged than anything. But anyways, we finally deduced they were saying Galway Girl, not toe liquor. Galway Girl. Could you play Galway Girl? Anyway, so it uses a D chord, which Nancy taught me. I've got a G chord here. I've got a little A I'm going to use, this one here. And I think I can play this for you. So wish me luck. Well, I took a stroll on the old long walk on a day and I met a little girl and we stopped to talk. A fine soft day and I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? And I knew right then that I'd been taking a whirl around the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. We were halfway there when the rain came down the day and she asked me up to her flat downtown on a fine soft day and I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Here's the riff again. Coming together here. When I woke up, I was all alone. with a broken heart and a ticket home. And I ask you now, tell me what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? I've traveled around, been all over the world. Boy, I never seen nothing like a Galway girl. There we go. John Connors on the mandolin. Instruments, small instruments that he does not play very well at all. But I can make some noise out of it. It's a fun one to play. And of course, I love singing along with any instrument I can make some chords out of. Irish Washerwoman sounds like a nice request for a mandolin player, Dan. And maybe we'll get you to guest and you can play it for us. Dan had brought my attention to a young artist by the name of Sierra Hall. So if you really want to see the mandolin played properly, check out Sierra Hall go after this is done. Finish watching the show here. Put your comments in, we could chat. But go and in YouTube just search Sierra Hall because you want to see it live. Like you got to see her play. There's some great little workshop videos. She's very dynamic on stage. She's got a great voice. She plays guitar well as well, but her real like specialty is on the mandolin. I'm gonna switch mandolins over to. I'm gonna try the Ibanez just because I want you to see it up close in person here. So give me 1 second. I don't need the headphones anymore because I'm not jamming with Nancy anymore. That's freeing. You can see my long locks of hair. All right, so before I tune it up, I'll let you know what this one is. This is the Ibanez M510E OVS. That's for the finish. So it's a different finish than maybe you've seen before, a lighter brown finish. You'll also notice we got a volume and tone knob on the top. That's because this here is a pickup. So we can plug this one in. I'm not going to tonight because I've got my setup with the Aston Starlight mic again and the Aston Stealth mic, which I turned down mid-song. I don't know if you saw that because it was too loud. So we're going to stay acoustic tonight as opposed to plugging some in and plugging and not plugging. These two in don't have pickups in it. So that's why I chose to go that route tonight. Let's go to some comments. You always play great music. Life is better. You know what I noticed I forgot I could do is do this. Show the comment with you in it. Are you at home or at the store? So this is at Connor's Music is where I'm at. We have been closing the shop at 8 o'clock for the last little while. So that's allowed me to do the live stream. And so as long as we keep the hours like that or unless we make another change, I'll be able to keep doing this for a little bit here. It was initiated as a lockdown method of being able to share some tunes and also share some of the new instruments and things that were showing up here that you could only see pictures on our website. Whereas I know for musicians, being able to hear it, hear how it plays, what the application is super key. And is it going to work for me in my setup? So that's what our goal was. I hope we're achieving it and you're enjoying the songs and maybe learning a little bit about some gear while we're at it. And if you see anything that you like, of course, go to connorsmusic.ca. That's where you can purchase it directly. Or now, of course, you can come right to the store here in Keswick, Ontario. Try it for yourself and purchase it that way. The most awesome soul in the world. Thank you, Jess. This is wonderful. And Dan says it sounded great. So these are great comments. I really appreciate it. Positive vibes are being felt, and I appreciate it. So next up is a song that normally, if I play it with the Connors brothers, Joe sings lead on, and I sing the backup parts and the harmony. So tonight only, you'll be able to hear me do the lead and maybe some of the backup vocals if I get this thing in tune here. So first ever premiere performance of this. Actually, there was one night we were playing it and Joe lost his voice late in the evening, and I took over the lead vocals on it. So actually the second time, I would say. And Jess says she doesn't play instruments, but she's loving these shows. But her dad has shopped here at the store, so that's great. We appreciate that. And if you see something you think he'd like, bring it to his attention there, Jess. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's bring this over here. We're going to play a song that I think most of you will know. After I get it fully in tune. I thought I was close there. What you will find with a 12-string or a mandolin, when you're tuning it up, you have to pick each string individually, which can be a little challenging, especially with this little string. But that was my bad one there, is I didn't get that other string. There we go. Nice sounding mandolin, but they got to be in tune. One thing I did notice is it was quite a bit out of tune in the showroom, so you will find that they need to stretch too. Use strings. I'm not making excuses for the mandolin, I'm just saying what it is. The other thing you may notice on the top of this mandolin, it still has the foam inserted. That they typically will ship them with a little bit of foam under the bridge here, so that it's protected, it won't scratch the top in transport. And we do take that out for you. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And if I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles, I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who'd walk 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I put almost every penny onto you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I grow old, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. But I would walk 500 miles, I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Na 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 la 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 da da la la da la la da dun dun la 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 da da. This is by the Proclaimers, a Scottish group. I think they're brothers. And when I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. Don't know a B minor. Gonna be the man who's coming home to you. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who'd walk 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. La la da, la la da, dun la 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 da da, sha la da, la la da, dun dun la la da-da-da-da-da. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. There we go, 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. Okay, let's catch up here. So, I knew you wouldn't let me down. So, Phil, I hope that means you saw the Battle of Evermore duet, John Connors with Nancy Wilson from Heart. Of course, it was a pre-recorded video. You could see it from a little while ago. But I think I'll just tell people I did a duet with Nancy there. And so, you can't hear that I'm singing with you. And I've got this one. So, thanks, Brandy, for grabbing the harmonies there and the backup vocals. That was lacking in this performance of it, so I'm glad you grabbed that for me. And Russell says, "Hey John, another great song, and enjoying this one. I can sing along." It's so cool to know that, like, on the other end of this, you guys are enjoying it and singing along. I think that's just a neat thing. I do have like a little beat up old acoustic over here that I thought maybe I'll just do one more song and then sign off for the evening. But I didn't plan one because I just had the mandolin songs prepared for tonight. So let's just pick something here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this one because I haven't done this in a while. I was playing this at home the other day and it's kind of a fun song. And let me just put this mandolin down. So before I play this next song, playing this old Sigma acoustic, which I'll explain a little bit about this in a second. I'll let you know that coming up in July, I think it's July 15 to 17, the marketing has not come out about this, so you'll be the first ones to know. We will be doing our annual tent sale, which includes some outdoor setup. Let's tune it right back up. And of course indoor and online, so you'll be able to come into the store, you'll be able to stop by and do curbside, whatever you want, and we'll have some great sales on, and we'll feature a few used instruments such as this one, Sigma guitars. So I'm not really like pitching this guitar, I just thought it was kind of a fun guitar to play tonight. They were a project that Martin did with Japan, so they had guitars built in Japan to be like Martin guitars in the States. And so in the 1980s, Connors Music was a dealer for Sigma guitars, and so there's quite a bit of them kicking around in the greater Georgina area because of my dad bringing them into to the area. And he still has his, which I put in the other room right now, but this one came in as from a customer who wasn't using it anymore, but he knows he acquired it from somebody who acquired it at Connors Music circa 1980 something. So I thought that was pretty cool. The model, and it does say Sigma CF Martin and Company, and this was manufactured in Japan, and it's a 52SGCS-4. So kind of a cool guitar. And the song I'm going to play for you reminded me that when I got an opportunity to get tickets and go with my brother to see Jesse Cook at Massey Hall. I mentioned Massey Hall a few weeks ago, and it's an amazing venue to go see a show. And what Jesse Cook did, I think I even said this in the show before, that he played fully acoustic for a song, and everyone could just hear every note resonating in the room. And it was just phenomenal. The only other similar experience I've had to that is at the Sharon Temple. If you ever get to hear a musical performance in there, the room resonates the notes back to the performer. It's phenomenal. There's like a synergy with the audience and the room and the performer that you only get in venues like that. And so I was so excited about the acoustics at the Sharon Temple that in 2015, the Connors brothers recorded half of our maple flavored album live off the floor in that room, which you can listen to on Spotify or Bandcamp. You can purchase it on Bandcamp, or go to theconnorsbrothers.com and you can order a CD there and t-shirts, which we have now. So, but Brandy doesn't have to do that. She got all her shirts already. Anyways, I just thought about that. All right, let's see what we can do here. Jesse Cook. I agree, Phil. I gotta add this. He says, can't wait to stretch my legs again. 10 sale sounds like a great reason, right? So 10 sale, the opportunity to stretch your legs again. That's gonna be the slogan for the sale this year. It gave me another chance to double check the tuning there. There we go. I'm really close tonight. I'm feeling like I'm moving inside her. Lying in the dark, I think that I'm beginning to know her. Let it go. I'll be there when you call. Oh, whenever I fall at your feet, you let your tears rain down on me. Whenever we touch, your soul turns in pain. You're hiding, I wanna scroll down, hiding from me now. There's something in the way that you're talking. Your words don't sound right. See them moving inside you. Go. Be there when you call. Oh, whenever I fall at your feet, you let your tears rain down on me. Whenever I touch, your soul turns to pain. The finger of a flame that's turned upon itself, and I'm more than willing to fall for myself. Do you want my presence or need my help? Who knows without my lead? And I fall. And I fall. Oh, whenever I fall at your feet, and you let your tears rain down on me. Whenever I fall. Whenever I fall. There you go. Fall at your feet. Of course, Jesse Cook, being the virtuoso guitar player that he is, wasn't just strumming chords and singing. He was doing all these really cool classical riffs around it while somebody else did that little bit that I just did. So make sure you go check out the original Jesse Cook version of Fall at Your Feet. And thanks so much. Dan says, great show again, John. So thank you. I'm having fun doing these. Next week I am on vacation, so we're still working out if we're going to have a guest host or not. But 2 weeks time I'll be back for sure. So thanks for tuning in again tonight, Wednesday Night Live. Steve says, another great show. Thanks for doing these. Thanks for tuning in. And if you know of anyone in the hunt for a mandolin, you can check out either the PV Composer, which is going on sale for sure at the tent sale. We've got the Alabama there, which might be going on sale. And then we've got the Ibanez, which I don't think is going on sale, but is a great value. And then Phil says, thanks, John. I filled Phil's request there for Battle of Evermore. Not too bad. Thanks to the help of Nancy Wilson from Heart. So, again, thanks for coming out tonight and tuning in. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a great night. Stay well.